They said thunder does not announce itself before it cracks the sky. But this one did. It crept through the palace walls like a rumor wearing royal beads, whispering treason in the cobwebs of corridors. Queen Naomi, yes, you heard me well. Queen Naomi is rising as Ebony is falling down flat. For months, she strutted with confidence, fed by loyalists who hailed her as the Shadow Queen. They called her sacrifice holy, her tears a badge, and her persistence a prophecy. But suddenly, my people, the ground beneath her has shifted. Because when destiny calls for the rightful heir, pretenders become dust. Okay? Because when destiny calls for the rightful heir, like I said, pretenders become dust. First came the betrayer, whispered, scattered, then confirmed like a market gossip that refuses to die. Ebony loyalists, according to what we are hearing, if the story is accurate, what we are hearing is that her women, that's Ebony's loyalists, her inner circle, her inner caucus, her women, her believers within the palace, the ones who once rolled out carpets under her feet, have begun to switch sides. They began murmuring new praise songs. Her Royal Majesty Naomi, Queen Naomi, is returning. The true Yeye Lua is rising. What broke Ebony was not even their silence. It was the way they suddenly stopped, bowing to her. Because, now she likes to feel like the big babe, because of this water stuff, okay? But on this day, and from what is going on, if everything coming out is true, they said some of her loyalists have started gradually tilting towards the real Yeye Olua that's about to, emerge and take her rightful place. One palace staff was overheard saying, Madam Ebony, we cannot stand where God does not stand. Another one was said to have replied, Queen Naomi is the chosen one. Even the stones, the leaves, they know it. This one loud. This one loud, I tell you. So Ebony's heart was said to have cracked. But deeper cracks were waiting, I tell you. And the way this thing is going is like every day with new wahala for Ebony. It's like Ebony cannot seem to be able to just stay away from wahala for one day. And most of these things, for me, I think she brought them upon herself. Because she's not the only one right there. Why is her own case always different? Perhaps that's what a lot of you will be asking. But I'm sure those of you who are familiar with the palace history will know why her case is actually different. Reports filtered in. Ile-Ife Women Association. That's just when Ebony thought that she has seen it all with some of her loyalists leaving. Report filtered in that Ile-Ife Women Association called an emergency assembly. I was actually waiting to hear about this because I know that all through the time that Queen Naomi was in Ile-Ife, that she had a very good rapport with this women association. So I'm not surprised that they are about to roll out the drums for her in earnest. Not because of her, but for Naomi. Because as far as she's concerned, she was wondering that, so you mean the women, Ile-Ife Women Association have called for an emergency meeting on account of discussing Queen Naomi's imminent return? It wasn't about her. It was about Queen Naomi. And that was where the pain was said to have hit her. Elders, spiritual custodians, lineage matriarchs, even the same women who used to send Ebony coded comfort messages, all gathered to prepare an honor ritual for Queen Naomi's return. This kind of the pain, child. They discuss how to escort her into the palace when that time comes. how to crown her spiritual seat, how to position her as the destiny's daughter. So words reached Ebony, the same Ebony who once ran to the sacred stream for validation and God rebuked. The same woman who cried for spiritual endorsement, only to be told, move aside. You stand where you do not belong. Hey, God, this is getting really very scary for Ebony at this time. Her loyalists abandoning her was like salt. This meeting was the acid. Yes, I'm talking about the meeting by the women of Ife. They said this one, if the loyalists that left her looked like salt, they said this meeting was like acid. And you know what acid means now. But what came next? Because you never finish. What came next? They said it was pure fire. Because another whisper rose from Akure, the land Queen Naomi hails from. Women were jubilating in advance, according to the report. Drummers testing their drums. Prophetic singers warming their voices. Akure was planning Thanksgiving ahead of Queen Naomi's coronation as the reborn Destiny Queen. And Ebony, according to the story, heard it and something snapped. Yes, now, because this one will pierce through the hearts of Ebony. She stormed the palace corridor, her voice shaking like palm fronds in storm winds. But instead of sympathy, she met cold stares. People were tired. Why they not go tired now? Now only Ebony did the palace, because today Ebony this, tomorrow Ebony that. Is always Ebony one thing or the other. So people are genuinely tired of her. The guards she was once familiar with looked through her. They just looked through her like smoke. Like who be this or who did there? Then came that fatal moment, yes. Ooni Of Ife himself walking by, tall, silent, slow. Ebony tried to reach for his robe, calling his name, searching for his scrap of dignity. But we are told, according to the report, that Ooni Of Ife did not flinch. He did not pause. He walked past her like a shadow brushing nothingness. Don't forget that you sincerely did that report where we reported to you that she ran back to try to catch up with Ooni Of Ife. But even after Ooni Of Ife had sighted her, he did not wait. And on top of that, news later filtered in intel to Naomi that Ooni Of Ife was off to spend quality time with Tadenikawo and Queen Naomi. So it's looking like everything is just falling apart for Ebony right now. Is this nemesis? Is this karma? What do you think this is? Because the whole thing is just increasing every day. The momentum is on upward trajectory. And Palace was, according to the story, has been shaken. Ebony was said to have collapsed, screaming, before the very earth beneath her feet rejected her tears. She was rebuked in the stream, don't forget. She was ignored in the palace, don't forget. And now she has been banished in spirit. Her mind spiraled, trying to grab remnants of relevance, but everything was slipping off. And I want to tell you, from now to that moment that Her Royal Majesty, the Queen of Queens, enters triumphantly into the palace, I'm telling you, it's going to be from one sleep to the other for Ebony. And if she's not careful, according to the warning from the custodian of the family stream, on a high level 90 days old. So she's got to be very careful right now. The same women who once marched for her survivor are now planning Queen Naomi's enthronement. Can you imagine this? Who would have thought that this will happen in her lifetime? The same palace that entertained her desperation, was now allergic to her presence. Her own allies whispered behind her. She fought God's chosen. Her fall was inevitable. Don't forget, I keep saying that I don't want to go to the I mean, the history between Ebony and Queen Naomi. Okay, because I know a lot of you are familiar with that. But the truth of the matter is that Ebony fought God's chosen one. And now her fall apparently is becoming very, very inevitable. This was not heartbreak. It was spiritual eviction. Because destiny is territorial, my people. Because legitimacy is cosmic. Because when God raises a woman, resistance becomes madness, I tell you. So Ebony is said to be roaming the palace gardens like someone seeking memories that never existed, replacing or replaying scenes of favors that were never hers. She tried to rally influence, but the tide had changed already. Loyalty is a spirit, and that spirit has migrated from her. The wind is chanting Naomi's name right now. Akure is preparing the drums. Ife women are polishing crowns. The palace is repositioning itself. And Ebony is sinking, I tell you, watching the throne slip beyond our reach. What are the implications of all of this? The implications are numerous. Do not compete against grace. I'm telling you, do not fight the woman destiny carries. When a crown is spiritual, politics cannot hijack it. You might sit on the stool, but authority belongs to who God calls. So what are the lessons at this time, my people? The lessons are numerous as well. Sometimes losing is not punishment, it is revelation. Not all tears are pity, some are purging. Love seasoned with jealousy becomes torment. Any throne gained by manipulation becomes a prison. And most importantly, my people, where God stands, no rival survives. So this is where we're going to end this particular narration for today. This whole story is an evolving one. And as more revelations, as more updates are coming, yours sincerely will do good to bring them to you. But I'm going to leave with this quote, my people. The river rejects whoever forces its flow. Only the chosen drink without drowning. So what do you think about this story? Please feel free to go to the comment section and leave your thoughts right there. And hopefully yours sincerely will meet you right there to take this conversation further. God bless you. Bye-bye.